Hi, it's Iliad again. Video of the day. Try to make it short because it is a sensitive subject and I don't want to take up too much time. Mainly, it's about me showing respects to a person I'm a big fan of. Um, Hope you guys agree. A lot of what I have to say. There's some sensitive subjects in here. Um, most of there will be parts that will bleed over into another video. So let me get this thing started. First one. Topic is why all the hate towards the hip hop gamer. So these are just the few things that I see on the forums all the time. Whenever the man's brought up on a forum, he throws up a video. These are just the most common types of arguments against the man. First one, why can't he speak normal? Normal. What the hell is normal? I don't even know what that means. You mean white? Why does he have to talk with a slang? Maybe, oh, jeez, maybe it's because everyone talks differently. You know, where you grow up has a lot to do with what kind of lingo you use, uh, your accent, your slang, whatever you want to say. It's a part of who you are. Saying why can't he talk normal? It's like saying why don't you walk right, or why does your hair look funny? Why are you this color? Why are you wearing that? Or why aren't you skinny? Or why aren't you normal? There is no normal. Be yourself. Stop telling people how to be who they are. You can't dictate it. It's not going to happen. So, continuing on with that, the man's being real with himself. He is who he is, and he doesn't try to hide it. You know why? Because he's not fake. He's not fake, and I, for one, applaud him for it. Because I would much rather the man be real with us than be fake. And there are lots of journalists out there that you see on these videos. I'm not going to throw out their names because maybe that's for a different video, but he goes out there, says what he says, and he's honest. And some people hate, some people like it, some people disagree, but he's being real. And his lingo, that's a part of it. So that's what I want to say for that piece. Next most common thing I see, oh, why can't he be professional? Professional. You mean wearing button-up shirt, maybe a tie, uh, act like he's in a boardroom? Sorry, hate to tell you. I work at one of those companies where, everyone strives to get up with the big bosses and sit with the big bosses and wear the ties and the slacks and the button-up shirts and the nice polished shoes, and they go out there and they have this certain appearance. You know what we call them upstairs in my department? Because, I sit by a VP of a billion-dollar company, and I still dress the same way. It's not about how you look. It's about your skills, and that shows. The man has skills, and he shows passion for it. And his attire, that's him being himself. So it goes back to my last point. He doesn't have to look like a clone of somebody else in journalism to be effective at what he does. I give tons of respect because he's being himself. I don't want him to look like other journalists. I would rather him be the hip hop gamer. Jeez, kind of hard to figure out that. So I'm sorry, I got a few notes, a couple pages, so I'll try not to drag any of these points on. Um, you know, his attire, hip hop. You guys say professional. There are millions of people who love hip hop. They dress it. You don't see anyone bagging on any of those rappers. any of the people who are DJs. You go to the clubs, you watch them. You want to dance like them. I go to the clubs every now and then, not like I used to, but people are out there all the time dressing like this. So why do you pick on him just because he doesn't do his videos with a button up? Give the man his props. He's doing what he's doing, and he's being himself. You should applaud him for that. Next piece, going into that, he, as being professional, he always shows his respect. Especially, you see him with these interviews with developers. They allowed FaceTime with him because he is respectful. He is professional. And they appreciate the fact that he is being real. And some of these guys really enjoy it. You can tell them getting into it. When he throws that belt over his shoulder when he throws the belt to them and lets them put it over their shoulder and spin that belt one time. I've seen some of these guys get on the video and they're loving it. They just want to spin that belt one more time. Spin it again. Hell yeah, that's the shit. I mean, being real with yourself, it's right on. And he's also always respectful to the community. With the stuff that I see people write about him on the forums, it takes a real professional to not get on those forums and just tear people apart. A lot of people can't handle that. They can't take the criticism. They can dish it out, but they can't take it. He seems to be able to do both. And being professional enough, he sits there and lets that roll off his shoulder. So, hands down to him for that. Another piece that always comes up in the forums, which seems to get a lot of, not a debate, but a lot of criticism, is all of his articles are all about flame bait. I'm going to think about this for a second, because last time I checked, journalists in general have this, job of trying to get gamers to come to the plate and read their articles or watch their videos. So you're mad because he knows how to pick the sensitive subjects out and entice you to come over, read his article or watch his video and discuss the topic. It's not that they're not factual, but it's because it's a sensitive subject that you don't feel comfortable talking about. I see him on little blogs, but no one really takes those topics and goes on the forums and puts them out there. So that's why they're flame bait. Yeah. Good one. Flame bait is totally different. I have that coming up in one of my discussions. Another piece, be real with you, he's good with his words. Really good with his words. His articles, even gamers who don't like the man, who don't care for him, that have all these laundry lists of their complaints, they still click on the link. They still watch his video. And then afterwards, they still post comments. Tell me that's not effective. Tell me that's not skilled. Because if they really were so adamant about their distaste for him, they wouldn't even give the man a hit. They wouldn't click on his link. They would know, oh, that sounds like a Hiphopgamer article title. I'm not going to click on that link. BS, you're going to click on the link because you want to know what the man has to say. Real talk. So, things I have to point out. We should have respect for this guy. A lot of respect. I have tons of respect for the Hiphopgamer. One, it's really near and dear to my heart, is he's a prime example of how a person can come from any upbringing, any background, any environment, and can take the most modest of resources and make it to the top. How many of you go out there and you post your blogs, you post your thoughts on forums, but you never get FaceTime with any of these devs? You're not going to these events. He's done it with humble beginnings. Have some respect for that, because that shows us as gamers and people who are passionate about the industry that we can do it if we apply ourselves. Another piece, and this one's a sensitive subject, really sensitive. I've got a big video I'm going to put up in the next maybe week or so. I think part of this hate, and I see this all the time on the forums, all the time, every single day, multiple times a day, I come across these kind of posts on forums. I think part of the hate has to do with racism. I'm going to get to that on a later thing because it disgusts me. It makes me sick to my stomach to think about this subject. So it'll run over the 15 minutes, so I'll leave that for another topic. Last piece, my closing kind of thoughts. The man's passionate about gaming. It shows in his videos. He's so energized. He is how average gamers, real gamers, hardcore, when they go to the store, they get that game, or they stand in that line at midnight, they come home, crack of night. They go for the midnight opening, they come running home, they slap that game in there, and they're so excited. That's how he is. Every single time he's on that video, every single time he's in front of one of those devs, because he cares. He loves this stuff. I respect him for that, because you see these guys at these conventions or in front of these devs, and they look like they're in a board meeting. That they're just doing a job. There's no passion. Whatever passion there was is gone, and it doesn't show with him. I can only hope that I will be that skilled. I can only hope and dream that years from now, if I ever get to that point, that I'll still have that kind of love and that kind of passion. You as gamers should respect that about him, because there's many who don't. And the man cares more about us gamers and about the games than his. Always remember that, because if he didn't, the man would have, put the articles out there just to entice you, just to get you to hit these things, and then have no back and forth play, have no discussions, and the devs would see this, the publishers would see this. They wouldn't want to give him FaceTime, because he would have a bad image in the gaming community, and no one would want to give him FaceTime. So I just want to close with, I'm a huge fan. I hope you guys take my points and respect them and show the man some love, because he deserves it. He's great at what he does. God bless. And I can only hope that all of us real gamers aspire to get to that level one day. Well, those are my thoughts. Hopefully you liked the video. Leave your comments below. Have a good one.